Uh, Yeah, I mean, again, both of these players are incredibly young. Oreo, he's also from the year 2000. I love it. Like, there's just so much potential in. I mean, I say this every time we cast him. I see so much potential in Oreo. I just like the rate of progression. Right, we were there when he was Diamond. We were there
when he was playing in Duckling Open.
Yeah. It's great. He's like one of the key examples of. For those who are unaware, here at the CranKy Ducklings, we run amateur tournaments, you know, to try and, you know, have something for the more amateur scene and foster them to like get them to ladder more and practice more and hopefully, you know, go to Masters. We have Masters tournaments as well, so they can get up to GM. And Oreo, he's one of the players that I look at, and it's like we can see his rate of progression over the past 3 years, how he's gone from Diamond to Masters to GM. And the other player that I look at, who may still be in the chat, is Starduck, right? Like, I remember when Starduck was Diamond 2. Like, I was beating Starduck in SDO. I remember this.
I'm even older than you. I remember when Starduck was a Zerg player.
Yeah, he used to be Zerg as well back in the day, back in 2017, 2018, and yeah, now Starduck, you know, he's Protoss, he's Masters 1, he's taking games off of Chappie, off of Demi, off of Justice Simon. Like, mate, that's like the future right there. That's like the next generation of players for the scene.
Yeah.
Like looking at Psycho as well, right? Like, that's huge. Like, he's also incredibly young and he's doing incredibly well as well, right? Like, this is his first foray into like the pro scene, into ANZ champs, into the next stage, not just a qualifier.
Yeah. Sorry, I just looking at the young players and I'm thinking, what have I done with my life?
You're like, oh my god, they're younger than me, and what have I done? I'm just here just talking about a game. God damn it.
All I do is, he has got a mic in front of me and I say words. Oh. But it's great. I am, especially considering that ESL has guaranteed until at the very least 2023. I just see so much potential in these players. Just so much room for growth. A lot can happen in those 3 years, and even in this year, we've kind of seen, as you were saying, these players like Justice Simon, these players like Psycho, like Oreo especially, just really rising to, I wouldn't really say their peaks, but really showing that they can go up against the old guard of the region.
Yeah,
I would say, if they can go even beyond that, that's gonna be huge.
Exactly. I would definitely say that, like, Justice Simon, Quantel, maybe even Psycho, it does feel like they're kind of peaking at the moment. Like they're reaching these points in their pro career, in their StarCraft career, where they can finally like showcase themselves. I mean, you know, Justice Simon, he was taken out and he won't be going into ANZ champs, but regardless, like, we've seen him like perform better and better in these weekly tournaments. And he could have gone on through. It is a bit of a shame that like Justice Simon and Upley, like the two Vietnamese boys, they didn't make it.
And now they've all got to channel their energy behind Mio.
Exactly, big cat himself.
Cat god.
Yeah,
you have to provide these sacrificial offerings of canned tuna.
Yeah, and also to start. What are you still doing here?
Hola, soy conmigo tengo. Wait, I don't remember what that means.
God damn it, Yaku. What's up, Dustan? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? I hope that you go to bed soon. You missed Darkness. Darkness was here earlier. He gave us a raid. We really appreciate it. Darking was here as well. But all right, here we go.
All right, the final match of the afternoon. It all hinges on this. Here we are now on Everdream, Italy Edle. We're in the bottom left-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner map. We have the red Terran player coming all the way from the land of Sydney. You know him, you love him. He is representing Legacy Esports. He goes by many names: Piglet, Pig Jr., but we will always know him as Notorious PIG.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Everdream LE, we have the other Australian player, the Australian Zerg player, representing Downfall Gaming. It is Oreo.
I don't know this before, but Oreo, he's got a trophy.
He does.
I believe, if I'm not wrong, he got that during the LAN party? Question mark.
Yeah, for some context, there was a LAN party for SC2 anniversary. Oreo, Lumia, Milky was there as well, and I think
Boys.
Yeah, the Brisbane. Some of the Brisbane boys were there celebrating. Yeah, they had a good time on stream.
I think Quirky also got an invite, but then he realized that was a little too far away.
It's possible. It's possible. And yeah, I do want to emphasize the importance of this matchup. Like we were talking about it, right? Like these two players, they're sub 20, you know, like they're so young and they're still playing right now, and this is kind of what we look to, right? Like sure, you know, we have players like Azure, NXZ, Probe, they've been around for so many years, but like, you know, Oreo and Piglet, like this could be the future, you know? Like this in the next like 2-3 years that we have with ESL, like I'm excited.
I do love being reminded of that, like, yeah.
Age is always a touchy subject with Yaku. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Not that these players are younger than me, just that people younger than me actually exist.
God damn it, Yaku. God damn it. All right, and here we go. We are getting into a TVZ. Is this our first TVZ of the night? I believe so.
It actually is, yeah. I mean, Pig Jr., he's the first Terran player that we've casted tonight. Unfortunately, most of the Terran players, I think, congregated in the lower bracket. And actually, now that I'm thinking back on it, Pig Jr. almost qualified up in the upper bracket, but unfortunately was taken out by Razorblader, another sub-20 player, so...
Yeah, he was taken out by old mate Raza, one of the newcomers to this region in the TVT. But again, that was a completely different matchup. We will see what Piglet, what Notorious Pig has to offer in this TVC. Is he a bio player? Is he a meching player? Is he, you know, is he being like exactly, right? Like, has Azure taken him under his wing to teach him his ways? We will see.
We shall see. But for now, it is just going to be that fairly active early game harass. You know, this should be the end of it for Piglet. He should be getting more Hellions on the map, and there are Banshees now going across, or, you know, not going across, but losing. But yeah, I'm just really liking how active he's being with the Hellions right now. Really putting the pressure onto his Zerg opponent.
Yeah, definitely, you know, denying some creep as well, getting some damage wherever he can. Really nicely done by Piglet. And as you pointed out, we do have this 1-1-1 opener, no Fusion Core, no BCs, just straight up Banshee.
Yo. Is Piglet actually Lumia? We've been committed to Banshee openings every time we've casted him so far.
Oh my God.
It was different when he followed him.
Someone at Lumia right now. I know Lumia, he's been having been on hiatus from the game, but seeing Piglet play today could inspire him. It could, you know, bring him back to the game. It could, you know, get in touch with Piglet with all these Banshees. And thank you so much to Turbo Quacker. Thank you so much for the gifted subs.
You saw SPU. I actually don't remember his full name. Apologize for that. He saw SPU gift and he thought, I need to step it up. This is my thing.
It is. Turbo Quacker was the OG. So thank you so much for the subs. Shout out to Oz Protoss and Vision on getting them. They are both pretty active in the community as viewers and as also players. Vision often plays in our tournaments. The Australian player, he's a big Probe fan. Yeah.
Who isn't?
Who isn't, right? How can you not be? Maybe if you have a thing against weebs, I guess maybe, but
yeah, I mean that's reasonable, but you know.
It's fine. If you ask him, of course, he is hashtag not a weeb. But
this is like one.
And oh my god, he's doing it. He does. He's going for mech.
On Everdream, this is giving me a couple of Azure vibes, if I'm being honest with you, Light. And honestly, this is one of the more effective ways for Piglet to play this out, considering the opening that both of our players have gone for.
Yeah, honestly, I'm getting deja vu. During ESL Dare Cup, I don't know if you remember, it wasn't just Azure, but Run Amok as well does play this style on this map. And we've seen Oreo, we've seen Demi, we've seen Vivid, all three of them play against Run Amok and Azure doing this. And all these Zerg players, they do have different approaches to the game. Yeah.
Oh, the frickin' phone. Piglet, I don't see Cyclones out. I don't see Hellions out. Straight into Thors. Straight into Thors. He got one tech for safety, and now I guess the question is he going to switch this starport into a tech lab after this?
I mean, it's important to note that Pig, he did scout the Spire, so he does know that Mutalisks are on the way, so that could be as to why he's going straight into Thors. But yeah, you're right, like normally we do see Cyclones incorporated, so Piglet, he does have his own style of play.
I think he's going for the mine drop. Oh, not the mine drop, sorry, the Thor drop. The beefy mines. That's what Thors are. There we have it, already picked up. And it should be boosted across the map fairly soon. We'll have to be very careful about these mutas!
Oh, yes, but he does spot them just in time, is able to drop the Thors. It would have been disastrous if he pushed out and the Mutalisks managed to catch the Medivacs. Oh, God, that would have been almost like, I don't want to say game-ending, but that would have been huge, to say the least.
I mean, that would have been, what, 600 minerals down the train?
Yeah.
2 minerals, 200 gas, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might be the cost of a BC. I don't recall too much.
Yeah, and we'll see how Oreo plays this out, because again, like, he's aware of how Piglet is playing, this mech style. I do believe he was able to spot the Thors, and these Mutalisks, he's continuing to invest in them. He's getting the upgrade as well. I don't know, like, he's playing very Demi-esque, but, like, you know, can you imitate the Shark himself?
Well, if you can take the Shark to an ace match, you may have assimilated a thing or two.
It's possible, right? And again, the Banshees are still here as well. He actually didn't push them out across the map. They were just, you know, chilling for the meanwhile. But the Mutalisks, it looks like he may find some damage, gets a worker. Oh, God. No,
he's so careful. Mutalisks are still fighting without the magic box.
Oh, and God.
That turret earlier, these Mutalisks are just not looking too long for this world.
Yeah, 4 Mutalisks went down basically for free there. That was, I don't know if Oreo was distracted due to the Banshees or something, but yeah, he stayed around a little bit too long, took too many Thor volleys, and yeah, just losing too many Mutalisks in the process. And now the Banshees are here, actually gonna get a queen.
And with that, there's just no anti-air here. There's detection, but what's that gonna do if you can't actually take out the Banshees?
Oh my God, right? Like, he needs the Mutalisks here to be able to deal with him. Like, that's the main anti-air that Oreo has, and yeah, he's forced to bring the Mutalisks all the way back home, and this does signal Notorious Pig to expand.
That it does.
And he's continuing to make more and more Thors. He's not making any Cyclones at all. Oh my, look how many Thors he's making. He's making 3 at a time, and he already has so many.
You want to go for that anti-air, you may as well go for that anti-air.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like Oreo needs to stop the Mutalisk production, and there we go. We do see it. He's going for Ultras.
Yeah, the Ultras Cavern going to be on the way. Still getting +2 flyer weapons, though, so I imagine that eventually Oreo's going to go into a greater Spire. This is really the strong point of Zerg, isn't it? When you can get to the late game, and you can build up the bank, you can just go for whatever tech you want.
Exactly, you can tech switch. That's the advantage of the Zerg player. So you can focus on all these Ultras, and as the game progresses, as the Thor count gets thinned out, then you can take that opportunity to go into Broodlords.
Means Banelings are looking for an opening. The Banelings don't quite find the opening, but they're still going through. 12 SCVs already taken out, as well as a building turret.
Yeah, really nicely done. And all the Mutalisks, the Thors are out of position, so these missile turrets, they are all going to go down, and a couple of workers as well. Yeah, Oreo, despite the Thor count, he's finding some damage.
Yeah. I mean, Thors, they are clunky. They do get out of position quite a lot, but honestly, I'm liking how Piglet is playing this out. Give me some Dream in 2015 vibes with these these boosts on the medevacs to get the Thors into position.
Yeah, really nicely done here. The way Pig is playing. He's playing this really slow, very methodical, very mech-esque, you know, slowly taking more and more expansions, getting down sensor towers until he's feeling comfortable, until he's maxed out, and then he can go for the massive push.
Which is starting to come out soon. Piglet already maxed out. These Banelings crashing in and actually avoiding a Thors. This isn't Wings of Liberty anymore, so Banelings do not do too well against Thors, even if you're blessed by an ST.
Oh yeah, and it looks like there was a run by as well, or an attempted run by. It does get cleaned up, and you know, the majority of the tanks went down. I think only one remaining is just pure Thor here, and pure Thor is not what you want against a purely ground-based army. Like, no more Mutalisk on the way. Oreo, he's completely abandoned them, and he's going for this Ling Ultra.
Yeah, I think if one thing is going pretty well for Piglet, though, it's that this amount of Thors, they can deal with Ultralisks in low numbers, but yeah, once Oreo starts pumping up that Ultralisk count, it is not going to be looking too good for a Red Terran player.
Yeah, as we do see, there are quite a number of Ultralisks here, a lot of Lings as well. This is ideal against the Thor army. A bunch of Banelings were actually forced to be cancelled there, and Piglet, he's pushing in. He's slowly sieging up. The base goes down.
He is right in the front doorstep of Oreo, and Oreo, the big question is how much of this can he take before he has to forfeit it all. And as we can see once again, if you can get your Thors into position to isolate these sort of lonely Ultralisks, they are not too long for this world.
Exactly, and because Thors are so thick, so chunky, they kind of SimCity themselves, right? Like, you can make a wall, you can make it difficult for a ground-based army to engage into you.
Yeah, you really can. But I'm really loving how Oreo, you know, he's researching Neuroparasite. He's already got a couple of Infestors earlier on, and yeah, now it's the time. He has the energy for it, but can he get him to land some pretty nice fungals? As well as the assimilations, this army is just about going to be cleared out. And Piglet makes it out with one Thor and one medevac, but there is a massive Hellion run by. So many drones are in position to just line up for the barbecue.
This is too much. Look how many drones, sorry, how many drones are going down. 41 drones have gone down, even more to the Hellion barbecue.
Here we go, 46 drones already taken out. And to be fair, this is... Okay, well, maybe not. I was going to say, this is a decent position for Oreo to start focusing on his army, but just looking at how he's struggling to get his mineral count up.
Yeah, exactly. It's important to note that he lost 2 bases to the main army push, right? He lost 2 hatcheries. He lost all of those workers as well. Oreo, he's in such a difficult position. To be fair, he does have a pretty strong ground army. He
does have a pretty strong ground army, but I'm worried for him. I'm worried that, because he has to push out right now and deal some counter damage on the other side of the map. Piglet with a mech army like this, it's not going to be easy to crack. This is just about as fortified as you can get as a Terran player.
Yeah.
Maybe you can dump out a bunch of bunkers, but...
Exactly, like, against so many tanks without Vipers, without Blinding Clouds or Yoinks, like, it's almost impossible to break this with a Ling Bane Ultra. He does have a couple of Infestors for Neuroparasite, so maybe he can make something work with that, but yeah, at the moment...
Yeah, that's gonna be the equalizer, the disruptor of Zerg, if you will. As, yeah, that's really gonna be what Oreo needs to bank just about everything on to come back in this game. And even then, if he comes back in this game, can he turn it around to win?
Yeah, exactly. More drones do get shaved off again. Like, the Hellion run-bys are just doing so much for Notorious Pig. If it wasn't for the Hellion run-bys, like, Oreo would have been in a pretty decent position, but now Pig, he's maxed out once again.
And it's time for round 2. It's time for round 2 is all I can really say about that one.
Yeah, definitely. And oh my god, like, Oreo, what does he have? Maybe with like the best engagement, the best round, the best like neurals or fungals or what have you from the Infestors, and maybe he'd make something happen. To be fair, Notorious Pig, he's giving Oreo a lot of time.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really blame him on that one. He is playing that more classic Terran style of, I'm gonna really set myself up in a fortified position, and these Hellion run-bys, I'm gonna force you to go all in into me. And honestly, if he tries to push out, and this is a pretty slow army, he has to siege and unsiege as he goes forward, he is as we saw in his series against Justice Simon, he just really does not want to take any unnecessary risks.
He's a very patient player, as we were saying. So because of that, this is giving an opportunity for Oreo to macro up, to regain his worker count. Now he's at a comfortable 77, probably working up to 80 drones. But again, when it comes to his ground army, I do really think that Vipers are something that he absolutely needs to engage Pig.
That he absolutely does. And this is yeah, not going too well for him.
Yeah, I mean, he is getting some static defense on his fringe bases, which is nice, but oh my god, more drones are going down. Like, these Hellions are just getting so much value for Pig. And finally, the Spines, they finish up a little bit too late to the barbecue there, and we'll see how Oreo does, because he's throwing down another Spire. It looks like he's getting ready to transition into Broodlords.
Yeah, just waiting for that +3 to finish up, and once that's done, it's not going to take too much to go into those Broodlords. But does he really want to go Broodlords into this army?
Yes. As opposed to before, there's only a handful of Thors, not too many. Like, it's mainly tanks, so Broodlords would be ideal. But again, to get there, like, Oreo, he needs a bank. He doesn't just need a bank, he needs to get rid of some of the supply.
Yeah, that he does. I mean, these store drops are actually going to be pretty useful for Piglet right now. If you can pick off some key tech here and there, that's absolutely going to be huge. Nice liberation zones. This is going to continue to disrupt the economy of Oreo just so much.
Yeah, especially because Oreo, like, he doesn't have any anti-air. He's maxed out. He can't make any corruptors. He can't make any mutalisks. Like, what does he have really to deal with these liberators? Like, oh my god. Once again, the harassment from Pig is just insane.
Absolutely has been. And yeah, when you have this, when you just don't have enough anti-air, you do have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here before. Again, like, Oreo, he really does need to get rid of some of this supply. Like, he doesn't have any room for more corruptors. He's making 2 right now, which is nice, but he needs corruptors to deal with the liberators. He needs them to deal with the Thor drops. He just doesn't have the room for it.
Yeah, that he does not.
Oh my god, he's being so annoying with this. Jesus Christ.
I mean, Liberation Zone goes up, Liberation Zone goes down. You can't really explain that one.
Yeah, right? And the entire time, Piglet, like, he's just been, you know, he hasn't even been macroing up. He's just been working on his upgrades, like, getting more and more planetaries, more bases. Oh my god, he just does not want to push out. He really wants Oreo to be the one to push into him.
Yeah, that he does.
And how do you push into this, right? It's like, we've gotten to the point where I don't even know if Broodlords are good enough, because there are, like, plenty of missile turrets as well, like the planetaries, CCs all over the place. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is going to be, well, to be fair, this is going to be tough for Oreo to push into, but it's also going to be hard for Piglet to, you know, unsiege a couple of units, try to get into another expansion. He really has to find the right time where Oreo isn't posturing of his army in order to get these expansions.
So, Yaku, you were talking about how, oh my god, we have a best of 5 left. Mate, we got a best of 5 potentially every game playing mech with this kind of style.
I'm already getting yelled at, so.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, here we go. I mean, again, Oreo, he's struggling to deal with this defense. The Thors, they're killing more drones, are dealing damage to the hatcheries. Oreo, he's just really struggling to, you know, figure out when is the right time to, like, go in and push and trade without losing too much.
And I think this is really why why both players really need to be so active on a map like this.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really, Pig's fine, you know? Like, he's just sending a handful of units here and there. A single Liberator is just doing so much, right? Like,
yeah, really picking Oreo apart right now, but honestly, Piglet just doesn't quite have the army that he can utilize to go in and really punish that. As again, this is a very immobile mech army.
Yeah,
And he also doesn't want to move into this many infestors.
We're in a really weird situation where Piglet doesn't want to push out, because if he does, potentially, like, his army isn't the best, like the ideal to fight. So yeah, he's just chilling and he's just counterattacking. And Oreo's like, what do? I can't engage into your defensive position. Like, yeah. We're not getting into a stalemate, but it's just like, you know, stalemate-esque.
Yeah, we're about to split the map in half, and from here on out, hey, I wonder where that's gonna go.
Right? Like, I don't know. Okay, I think Oreo's had enough. I think he's finally looking for an angle. He's just, not finding one.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, maybe here there aren't any tanks. Nope.
Nope, there's still tanks.
Yep.
You're looking at the unit stat, there are 23 tanks. So, yeah, it's kind of difficult to move into when you're all siege like that.
We're eventually going to get to the point where there are going to be no more upgrades left to upgrade. Like right now, like
eventually
Piglet,
we're gonna get Neo Steel frame.
Yeah, he's getting everything. He's getting drilling claws. He has no widow mines. He's getting the cyclone upgrade. Exactly. He's just getting everything. What he is getting though is he is getting BCs.
Yeah, he is, and funnily enough, he's also getting that BC upgrade, Yamato cannon.
Yeah. So he is setting himself up in some way for a transition eventually. Whether we'll get there or not is the big question, because again, he's just continuing to harass, continuing to just deal damage, get value. Like, yeah, we're here. We're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, it's well, you know, there's still some developments to be had. You know, Piglet gonna be. He's now moving into BCs. That's why he's trying to just get rid of as much supply as he can. As you know, once you get into a critical mass of BCs, what a Corruptor's going to do against Yamato?
Right? Like, what can they do? It's just right now. It's like the ball's in Pig's court. Like Pig Jr. Like he's just doing whatever he wants right now. And it's kind of come down to, is Oreo going to break at some point and be like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going in. Like, will that happen? Is Oreo the kind of player to do that, or you know? At the same time, we realize how important this series is to these players. Like, they don't want to be throwing games like that, right?
Exactly. This is the final qualifier. Only one of them are gonna be moving on into ANZ chefs. A couple of mules being thrown down.
Long distance mining, because why not? Because essentially, Notorious Pig, he's mined out. You know, he doesn't have too much going for him.
Actually, I actually kind of like this. If you're about to be mined out, you know, what can you do?
Yeah.
Mine out your opponent's base with these mules.
Exactly. Why not? And now he's getting rid of his SCVs. He realized he doesn't need them. They're dead supply.
That they are. And once they get out of the way, what's gonna happen? Actually, if there's nothing here, he can just use these SCVs to take out some buildings.
This is true. It's sometimes you're in this weird situation where, like, oh, he's sending out his SCVs. Do I want to kill them? Don't I want him to have those SCVs so he has less army? Yeah, it can be weird.
But
like
on
that.
the flip side of that, if I don't do anything, you know, I think best case scenario order, just wait until this hatchery gets onto reds and then kill the SCVs.
All right, he's sending a couple of links to deal with them. You know, more SCVs going down. But again,
I tell you, like, my game heart instincts kicked in. I was like, oh, Piglet, he's losing 17 SCVs. And I'm like, no, wait, that's exactly what he wants.
It's fine. He wants that to happen. Oh my god. Again, like, what do you do as a Zerg player if you're Oreo? Like, I empathize with him a lot because
I don't know, 9 of 10, man. I don't.
Because honestly, what's happening with Oreo is that he's not happy with his army. He doesn't think that he can push in with his army, and that's understandable. At the same time, what do you go for? And wait, has he finally found? That's it. That's what you do.
Has he? Yeah. And you know, when you neural a unit, you know, the army doesn't automatically take it out.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So maybe if Oreo can just continue this, is not in a position to move in. So many ultralists taken out, and a decent number of the infestors as well. That is not a good. That was not such a good position. I really like the idea that he had. You know, neural the Thors and then slowly take out Piglet's important units. Unfortunately, just a little bit of a misstep.
Yeah, he lost a lot there, but at the same time, he has a massive bank, so he can remake. What's important is that he can remake the army that he wants, and he's making ultras. I'm questioning this from Oreo. I honestly did think that his ideal, what he really wanted, was Broodlords, and you can use Broodlords to push in, but yeah, he really wants the ultras with this army. I don't know if that's the right play.
We're at a point where Piglet is banking 10k minerals.
Yep.
Oh,
but this is
and
nice.
Oreo is set enough.
Yeah, he was able to take control of the tanks, and now the ultra's going. He's going to be able to take a base.
Wow.
Finally.
He is able to take this out, but here come the BCs. And this looks like it could be it.
Yeah.
All of the Yamatos being thrown down on the Infestors. And honestly, I just don't see Piglet contesting these BCs.
Exactly, Oreo, what's he gonna do? He's panic making corruptors right now, but he made ultras and lings earlier, so much of his army is in this ground. He needs nothing but corruptors right now to deal with these BCs, and he just doesn't have them. So these BCs, I think Piglet may have done it. Like, again, Oreo, he just needs time for the corruptors to come out.
Yeah, and that is really, I don't know, it's kind of a weird situation right now for the Zerg player. If he makes the corruptors, he's going to be able to deal with the BCs. Once that's done, he still has to worry about the ground army. Now, to be fair, Oreo does have that greatest fire, so he can go into Brute-Lords.
Yeah. So this is great. This is forcing Oreo to make all these corruptors. So then, if Oreo is able to deal with these BCs, then he can finally go into Broodlords.
Yeah, exactly what he wants. But is he going to have the time to do it? As you know, these BCs, they're still very, very vigilant. They are still Yamatoing as much as they can. A couple of them get fungled, but most of them manage to teleport away. And yeah, if Oreo isn't careful and he makes Broodlords on top of these BCs, they're just gonna get taken right out.
Exactly, that's the problem. And oh my god, now Notorious Piggy's transitioning into Thors, so Broodlords wouldn't work too well now either. Like, oh god. Honestly, if you're Pig, you just wait for the teleport to recharge and just go across the map again, take out more bases.
Yep. Wait for that TP to recharge on that 1.5 minute cooldown.
Beautiful.
I think it's a bit longer than that, actually.
Yeah, surprisingly, he didn't repair, and because he doesn't have any SCVs or enough SCVs to repair, so he's pushing out with bruised BCs. Not really ideal.
How are we in a situation where both players are below 50 SCVs? That's how long. That's where we are in this game.
Yeah, and honestly, what's scary is Notorious Pig. He's ahead. We can see the banks, right? Like Oreo is actually running out of gas. Like he's slowly running out. He only has 1k, and doesn't even have that many minerals either. Like if he loses another big engagement, loses a lot of supply, then that could be it for Oreo.
Yeah, it's really looking that way. As again, he went up to what 10k mineral bank was it? And now he's down to 1,000, a little over 1,000.
Yeah, Oreo, he's really struggling with that gas count. But he finally does have Broodlords, and he doesn't have too many, which is the important part. So he still has enough corruptors to protect those Broodlords from the BCs. But now the Thors are coming in.
Thors are out, and they they're going straight for the Broodlords. They do not even care about the corruptors.
Yeah.
And this is looking like the beginning of something. I don't want to jinx it because I mean, it looked that way earlier this game.
I want to say this is looking
where we are.
This is looking like the beginning of the end. Like Oreo, he has no more gas.
No,
he has no more gas. He has corruptors. What are corruptors going to do against all these Thors? I mean, there is a decent ground army and there's Neural available, so the Neurals can focus on the Thors. But again, like Oreo, he's
no bank. Neither player really has much of an income. We are at that surge of game where just about every base is starting to get mined out. I've never seen a rich Vespene gas get completely mined out, funnily enough.
Yeah, and oh my god, all the Infestors went down. Like I was like, this could be an opportunity for Oreo, but they're just gone.
And I think that was just about Oreo's last hope with that. There's just not much that Oreo can really do to come back. He has got a lot of static defense, so he's going to try to group his army around them, if possible. Try to have as good of a fight as he can, but yeah, just looking like it's going to be it.
Like, Oreo, this is like his last mining base. He just teleports away. He doesn't even need to fight the corruptors of Oreo. He just goes to the other base.
Yeah. And there you have it. Once you get to a point where the BCs can be completely uncontested, when the Zerg player is just so far down in terms of the mineral and the gas bank, but it just cannot produce anything. Yeah. I guess that's true in any situation. When you're playing a TvT and you get to a situation where your Terran opponent has no resources, you should be ahead.
Yeah. Again, I feel so sorry
That's
for
my
Oreo.
Professional analysis.
Honestly, it feels like Oreo's been dying for the past 20 minutes.
But he's still clinging on. He's still fighting.
He is, and he has a huge corruptor count. So in a straight no engagement, he can kill the BCs. But again, like, there's no more infestors. So how are you going to deal with the Thors?
Fly in front of them, try to intimidate them.
Try and force them away, maybe some halukes or
a couple of halukes.
It's not Protoss.
There's a lot of lings, which are generally what you want against Thors, but honestly, looking at this amount of Thors, even with the surround, as he said, Thors kind of subsidy themselves.
That they do. All the entire ground army of Oreo goes down, and now even if the BCs go down, the Thors will reign supreme. It's been 32 minutes, Yaku,
and we're on game number 1.
We're in game number 1. Oh my god.
Alright, but Oreo, he's still clinging it. He knows that he's been at it for this long. He still has a couple of bases out, even if he doesn't have quite as many workers as he would perhaps like. He's still gonna find some way to get back in this. He has his infestors, he has his corruptors. He's got to be thinking, there's something I can get done with this.
I love this from Starduck. He's like, oh, maybe he should neural power side an SCV, so then he'd make Terran units, and then he can win. It's like, oh. Yeah, but I think it's a little bit too late for that. I think we'll see. I mean, there are some infestors. Oh, we do have a couple of neurals.
Yeah, nicely done. But that's, again, just going to be it. GG is called after 33.5 minutes. This is a best of 5.
This is a best of 5. GG gets called, and Notorious Pig, aka Pig Jr., aka Piglet, does take game number 1. And there were a couple of people asking about him. Who is this guy? He is Pig, the caster's little brother.
That it is. Some people wondering if that was actually Pig or whatnot. It's actually Pig's brother.
Yeah, that it is, and yeah, we'll see how we go here. As oh god, no, Oreo, please. Look at in-game chat. Oh god.
Yeah, well, I guess that's that.
Oreo announcing to everyone, this will be every game. Strap on in. Piglet's like, bro, just attack me. And Oreo's like, attack me.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah, and again, I do feel for Oreo. Again, he was in an incredibly difficult position where, like, he just really couldn't find an opportunity to push in like and trade efficiently, right? All right, and they may have forgotten their vetoes because it's been 30 minutes.
You have to go through all the PMs,
all of them. Oh boy.
Yeah. I think you're just asking what the second map's gonna be.
I am so glad I had breakfast before the cast.
I am so glad I had breakfast before the cast. You know what, Light?
Mm-hmm.
You said that we weren't gonna get into 8 hours. I don't know anymore.
I know,
I think this is gonna be our record.
I think I jinxed us, mate. I think I messed up. I apologize. I'm sorry. I was foolish. I was a fool to assume that there wasn't gonna be
a fool.
We have, of course, reached the 6 hour and 25 minute mark. 7 hours is looking quite likely. Are we going to reach 8? That is the big question here.
Why not?
¿Por qué no? ¿Por qué no? Dastan, are you still here in the chat? Darkness, Darking, my Latin American brethren, are you still here? Probably not. It's like 3-4 a.m. for you guys, but
if we have to stick on with it, so do you. Isn't there? Isn't there another cast in about 6 hours from now? No, it's a little bit later than that.
It is. Yeah. So as a reminder, I actually have a cast in how many? 10 hours? 10 hours?
10 hours from now, and then
no, 12. 14
hours from now. 14 hours from now.
Yeah,
okay, that's a little.
It's not bad.
That's a little more manageable, yeah.
Yeah.
And then ESL Asia.
Asia. Yeah, boy.
Welcome to the gauntlet. You thought last week wasn't long.
Mate. It's not about the week, it's about the month, all right? We have a lot here coming out on the CranKy Ducklings Twitch channel. We have, DreamHack here. We have the DreamHack NA, Latin America as well, potentially China, Taiwan. We have a bunch of Lysphere events. We have the Latin American tournament tomorrow. We have so much StarCraft here. We're just getting started.
That we are. And speaking of getting started, we're now on the Eternal Empire. L-E-E-L-E-Ile. We're in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom left-hand corner. We have the Red Terran coming down all the way from the land of Sydney. He is going to be representing Legacy Esports, already up 1-0 in this best-of-5 qualifying match. Can he take it all the way to ANZ champs? Let's find out. It is PIG. My brain kind of skipped in the middle. I was going to do all of his names. Piglet, Pig Jr., Notorious PIG.
And old mate, what's his name? Noah. Indeed. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Eternal Empire LE, we have the other Australian player, the Australian Zerg player, currently representing Downfall Gaming. It is Oreo. Hold on.
Old mate Lachlan.
Old mate Lachlan. And
Lachlan.
That's not how you pronounce that name.
Lachlan. Alright, there's no GH in there.
There is not.
Isn't there a version where there is though?
I'm not aware of such thing. And Yaku, we're on Eternal Empire, the most macro of all the maps in the map pool.
I wonder.
We have.
How's this gonna play out?
Mate, we're looking at Pig right now. Pig Jr.
Well, we're looking at Pig Jr., but all I see is the face of Pig.
Is he gonna do the same thing, Yaku? Do you think he's gonna is he gonna do this to us, specifically to us and the people watching? Is he gonna go mech?
Probably.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Empire, like, why not?
Yeah, honestly, you're right. Yeah, this is everyone. Of course, hydrate your hydras. Make sure you get some water. Go to the bathroom if you need to, because me too. Actually, I'm. Oh no, I got a little bit left. Okay, now I'm out.
Well,
yeah.
There we go.
This is gonna be a long one.
But speaking of long ones, you know what else is long? The rally on this factory.
Oh, yes, it is. Shortened. It is shortened, and it looks like Notorious Pig is going for the 1-1-1. Once again, we have seen he is quite fond of his Banshees, of his Banshees, if you will. So, yeah, he could be going for that similar opener, or he could bamboozle us and go for some BCs.
Well, I mean, he did go BCs in the previous game, but yeah, maybe he'll open with BCs instead of keeping them for the appropriate phase of the game.
Mm-hmm. We shall see as, we have a tech lab on the racks. Are we going to see Stim? Are we going to see it?
You know what? I think we are. I think we will. I think this is going to be a Bio-Hellion Banshee opener.
Puppy, please.
Yeah, there we go. Viking coming out. It's going to be Viking first. Going to get the pull later on.
Yeah.
We're actually going to see Bio.
What a guy.
I never thought I'd be so happy to see Bio.
Okay.
Oh, okay, maybe not yet, right? Because he swapped the add-ons. No, not yet. Yeah, because he swapped the add-ons. He wants to get the Marines out. He can just get a couple more axes after this. He's just getting the tank for safety. I like how I'm in the bargaining stage of grief right now. I'm in the denial stage.
You're in denial, Yaku.
I'm in the denial stage of grief.
You're in denial.
Is it possible to mix bargaining and denial? I'm like, yeah, no, he's just getting the safety tank.
I was just about to like get the chat to cheer for Notorious Pig for the bio play, but mate, it's not looking.
No, I think no, for double armory.
Is he? Yeah, there we go. Double armory being thrown down. Well, it's mech.
It's mech, ladies and germs. Is it gonna be another Thor drop? Is gonna be the question.
Oh boy. Hold on.
The Turtle Empire. We're gonna get to a sweat map, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are. I'm just getting ready. Okay, all right. Just stretching. All right, here we go. I'm ready. I'm ready for this.
Factories being thrown down.
More factories are being thrown down. He's set up defensively. He's got his wall outside his natural. He's got a tank here as well. And ooh, here we do have Oreo going for this fast spire play. I do love this. If this gets spotted though, I mean, we've seen Notorious Pig just go straight into Thor's and just shut it down.
Yeah, well, I think it's gonna. I kind of feel like Piglet is probably gonna go for the Thors again though this time.
You think blindly? Just cause?
No, not blindly. I think he's playing to go for a Thor drop.
Oh,
because
true.
He's getting a reactor on his. He's getting a reactor on his not medevac depot. Starport. There we go. To get double medevacs out.
Oh.
But he's actually going. He's actually going to be playing Battle Mech.
What?
Yes.
You know
we're
what?
not seeing bio, but this good enough for me.
You know what? Good enough. It's it's maneuverable. It's active. It's aggressive. It's out there on the map. You get to hunt down units. You get to be like. You know what? I'm okay with this as well. This is great. This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's beautiful. I never thought I'd weep at the sight of cyclones being produced with blue flame.
Oh my god. And you know what? Oreo, he scouts this. He sees the cyclone. He sees multiple cyclones. He knows this is Battle Mech.
Yeah, should be going into the more traditional Roach Ravager composition that Zerg typically likes to go for in a ZvT.
Yeah, but actually, like, that means that these Mutalisks, they can actually deal a little bit more damage. Like, Thors, they completely shut down Mutalisks. Cyclones, in the large numbers, they can deal with Mutalisks, but they have to be there. They have to have the numbers.
Yeah, exactly. And, Cyclones, they're pretty maneuverable, but they're ground-based. And their range of the lock-on is great, but if they ever get caught off lock-on, it's not going to be too good. These Mutalisks can just fly in, pick off a couple of workers, fly out, and just rinse repeat until eventually Piglet doesn't have a mineral line.
Exactly, it's quite possible. You can go into the third base. If there are cyclones here, you just go off through this cliff into the main base, and the cyclones have to go all the way around. It can be so difficult to deal with. So yeah, there's a lot of potential here for Oreo, but so far he has kept his Mutalisks at home. He's just kind of chilling with them, not really being too aggressive quite yet.
Almost using it like how a Protoss player would use a Phoenix, or a Terra player would use a Viking. Just, see if there are any stray supply depots he can pick off. But yeah, not gonna be the case. Or I guess in a TVC you'd normally send out Marines.
Yeah, and I love how greedy Oreo is being. Like, because Piglet has been so passive, he's taking up, he's already got his hive on the way, he's already working on his infestor upgrades as well. So pathogen glands, right? And yeah, like, this is gonna be really interesting because Oreo, this time he's taking advantage of the fact that his opponent is being so passive. And
I just have a feeling that this is going to work out so much better for him than previous game. As you said, pathogen glands already out. Oreo, he's identified, and when I'm playing against a mech player, I need those infestors, and I need those infestors to be in tip-top shape.
Yeah, and infestors, they work a lot differently here against Battle Mech. Right now, you're relying on the fungals. Like, this army is so maneuverable, the Hellions and the Cyclones. Like, you can kite so well with them, but if they get fungled, then they can get shut down. Exactly, and it really does just completely neutralize the main strength of this army composition, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. But the infestors, they aren't out quite yet. Just Ling, Bane, Mutalisks, and the Mutalisks, they find some Cyclones.
That they do. Unfortunate bit of pathing there, and we're at the point of mutas where they can just chase down these cyclones. Oreo still definitely has to be worried. You know,
He gets
doesn't want to be caught in the middle of this. GG is called, and Oreo ties up the series sideways 1-1. That game was not even a third as long.
Wow, yeah, that was beautiful. Like Oreo, he just completely teched up, and to be fair, he didn't even need his hive, he didn't even need the infestors. Like he was able to catch out all the cyclones and things just snowballed from there. You could see the disparity in the supplies. Oreo was maxed out, and oh my god, like the meching Terran was so far behind, he just didn't have a foothold there at his 4th base to defend.
Really, yeah, very much so. And I think this does go back to, as you were mentioning earlier, Oreo identified that Pig Jr. playing a little greedy. He just decided, playing a little passive. He decided, I'm just going to go full on to greed.
Yeah, exactly. And it looks like the next map will be on Pillars of Gold. And which is a more Zerg favored map, to be fair, so maybe Oreo can do something there. When it comes to Notorious Pig, I'm really curious to see whether he's confident with his bio play at all, or if he's just going to stick with different variants of mech.
We'll see. I mean, you know, we think of Azure as being that that very versatile Terran player, and you know, Pig Jr. He's shown off 2 different styles of mech. If he throws in one style of bio, I think he'd already be on par. If he throws out a second style of bio, more versatile than the Man with Harpoon, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, it definitely can be. I will say that, especially since Golden Wall is the next map, I imagine that Piglet will probably play mech. Like we've talked about it before, because of how open it is, because of how difficult it is to make bio work on that map. Then, you know, it could be a sign, it could be a bit of a tell, but we shall see. As we do actually have the next map order for game 4 and 5.
We're figuring this one out.
Yep.
And yeah, so we were saying Pillars of Gold gonna be our next map. Bit more Zerg favored. Following that, we will see Death Aura, which I think is a little bit up in the air. I think certain compositions of Terran are favored versus certain compositions of Zerg and vice versa. And of course, Ice and Chrome. I just don't have an opinion on that map.
Yeah, if you do recall, Death Aura, it can be a little bit more difficult for the Zerg player due to the Overlord tower or area that you usually use. It just isn't there at all. Hold on.
Yeah? Just asking for game art real quick. Rip.
Oh my god.
Or you're just like, no. I'm sorry.
We ask one thing from these players, and that's game heart. I'm sorry for forcing you to remake the lobby. Yeah. I apologize.
Yeah. Go for game heart. You can go for as many 30-minute mech games as you want.
Oh, don't let him hear you that. Don't let him know. So tuned in. Yaku, be careful with what you say.
Well, I mean, as long as the game starts within the next 2 minutes, we should be fine.
Should be fine.
Should be fine.
Oh, interesting. Nux giving us some insider information. I have not seen Piglet play bio.
Interesting. That's pretty interesting, because we know that Pig Jr., he can play bio. He's showed it to us in his TVP against Justice Simon, but I think that is kind of the point where it's a lot harder to get the most efficiency from a mech army in a TVP, whereas compared to TVZ, you can go mech every game.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm starting to lose my mind, Yaku, because I just started trying to hotkey my drones and I started trying to play the game.
We're not 8 hours in yet. We're safe until then.
Just a moment.
Speaking of till then, we are now on Pillars of Gold. LE. Holding up the Golden Wall, protecting the Eternal Empire, of which the LE submarines are kept. Here we are now on the top right-hand corner of the map, sweating all the way to the top right-hand corner of the map. We have the Blue Zerg coming down all the way from the land of Brisbane. He is going to be representing Downfall Gaming, and he's the one who makes his opponents go, uh-oh. We have Oreo.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, but also proxying here and getting scouted as well. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
We have the Australian Terran representing Legacy Esports. He is Pig's brother. He is Notorious. He's a junior. He's a Let. He is a Notorious Pig.
I'm sorry, he's a Let?
Well, like Piglet. I was adding
he's a Let.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so this did get scouted. The 3 racks did get spotted by Oreo. He was on top of this, and he's already pulling a couple of workers here to make sure that no bunkers get thrown down.
Yeah, but honestly, I really like that Oreo is not going straight for those barrackses. He knows that they're pretty far away. They were already almost done by the time he moved in. So yeah, just as you said, just really focusing on these bunkers or potential bunkers.
Yeah, there we go. Pulling more workers, trying to deny
this.
Is
that entire mineral line?
Oh, it looks like the majority of it. He does keep 4 mining.
Honestly, and thankfully, he does have natural, so he can just send them to mine here.
Exactly. It's not too far away. There we go. He's pulling more. He has to make sure that no bunker gets thrown down. He has to try and protect his mine.
And this is such a delicate dance. But yes, spine protected, SCVs deflected, Lings are now out. Piglet, he has not lost a Marine yet. So there's still a lot he can get done. If we recall, Piglet is one of the best at microing his Marines. He is really good at starter step. But is it too late now? The spine is finished up.
Exactly, the spine is done. The SCVs, all 3 of them have gone down. And with this, I don't want to say this is the end of the push, but oh my god, this is looking rough for our Australian Terran.
Well, do you have a dream, Light?
We already played on Everdream.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, Marines and starter step micro. And
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of micro potential here for sure. More and more Marines are pumping out from this 3 racks, and yeah, nice transfuse. Again, part of me wants like another spine being thrown down just in case. Like Marines, they can trade so efficiently against Lings. We shall see though.
Yeah, it's really going to depend on how well Piglet is able to take out a spine, maybe deal with the Lings. This is a pretty tough place to move into. Not only because of the spine on top of the ramp, but also because I just don't see a lot of choke points that Piglet can really utilize, aside from the more compromised position towards the north.
Oh my god, and with that, Piglet, he realizes that he can't break him, so he just goes home.
Goes home, Slice's barracks is over. Now we're going to be starting that natural base, and he's got a massive clump of Marines here, so he should be fine on defense, especially considering Oreo right now only has speedless Lings. Yeah, this is a little bit concerning. Oreo, he invested a lot in the Lings, making sure he didn't die, which is fair, but because of that, he is really far behind in terms of the worker counts. And he needs a 3rd base as well. He needs to try and macro up. At the same time, he needs to balance this and make sure he doesn't get caught, macroing or droning up too hard. And which is why I think moving his Lings out here is just about the right move. He can be active on the map. He can try to deny an expansion coming out from Piglet. And it allows him to just continue to drone up back at home. Look at this pre-split. I love it. In case there was a Baneling. Yeah, like in case there was a Bane bust. This is impressive. This is beautiful to see. Abstract art. Yeah, he's ready for it. Meanwhile, the racks of Piglet did go for that Overlord scout. He sees everything. He confirms the gases. He confirms that there is no Baneling nest on the way. So he can rest easy, and then, get more and more, work on his production and macro up. Yeah, both players are really looking to invest in that as much as they can. The Lings are out. They're just going to be a nuisance for Pig Jr. Yeah, essentially it's going to take a lot for Pig Jr. to pull... Well, son of the ramp is still a ramp. Oreo does not want to jump in on that. Does, in theory, have just enough to surround these Marines, but yeah, hesitate for just a second, and Piglet, once again, getting into a defensive position.
Yeah, at the moment, Oreo, he's just waiting for the Marines to push down across the map to deny that natural to get a good surround. But at the same time, it does look like, I was about to say a medevac should be coming up, but no, instead, potentially a Banshee again. Or Viking even.
Bio! You don't make this many Marines and not going to Bio, right? Right.
Well, you know what? We'll find out. We'll find out as we do have the tech lab finishing up on the racks. Are we going to see Stim? Are we going to see it? Not yet. I'm scared. This hasn't started.
I see one armory being thrown down, but that could just be for Hellbats.
Oh god.
That could just be for Hellbats.
Oh god. Yeah, he switches.
Alright, he switches, but maybe he's just going for a safety tank and then a couple of Marines.
I guess
later on he'll build those barracks.
I'm getting some deja vu, Yaku. You were like this last game as well. Like it's okay, you know, maybe he's just really delaying his upgrades for his Raxes just for the tank, for safety, you know. Another factory gets thrown down.
Yeah, factory does get thrown down, but maybe he's going mass tank in the early game. A third factory will cement it though, and we are in for another mech game. Are we gonna see siege mech or are we gonna see battle mech?
You know, I don't know about that yet. Maybe he's still going by it. Maybe he's gonna.
He could be, yeah. He actually could be. Maybe he's just getting a spotter factory. He's gonna fly that around.
Oh, he's gonna fly it around just like this Rax as well. He's just gonna fly it around. He's just gonna make sure that he has the buildings for that scouting as well. And you know, this armor upgrade is like, or this upgrade, it could be, you know, just for that one tank, right? And no.
Yeah, it's just for safety. He really wants to maximize his defense this early in the game, and then he'll do his big switch into Bio, right? Right?
Oh my god, you don't see it coming. You 3 racks into mech, my god. And Oreo, he has
3 racks into mech into Bio.
Yep. We'll see him go for the tech switch. Oreo, I don't know if he knows what's transpiring at the moment. He hasn't gone in for an Overlord Scout. He has no idea what is in the main base of Piglet. So yeah, this could be rough. I mean, he's going for the Spire, which is nice, but it immediately gets scanned.
Yeah, there you have it. And with that, Piglet once again going for the slow drop.
Yeah, once again, this time actually, you know, he already has medevacs prepared, ready, and waiting for the Thors. And this is going to be rough. Like, these Thors could deal quite a bit of damage on the other side of the map.
Yeah, just wait for that second medevac to pop up. What, I'm already loaded up. Come on, medevac. We need to go.
Here we go. He is pushing out across the map. Meanwhile, there's a decent amount of Queens. Queens can focus down those medevacs and push this away. But yeah, at the moment, you know, he's investing into Spire. He's saving up the majority of his gas for the Mutalisks. But these Thors, they can definitely chunk away at these Queens, at the hatcheries as well.
Yeah, they actually do a surprising amount of building damage. Look at that. Already takes this hatchery down to about half of the health that it once had. And they are tanky, you know. Obviously, we see Piglet not wanting to risk too much here against those Queens, but they can actually take quite a number of hits.
Yeah, and with that, 3 Queens have already gone down. The 4th so low as well. Yeah, these Thors, they do trade quite efficiently against Queens and against buildings, but you know, he does eventually get pushed away.
Just like the start.
Just like the beginning, and he's continuing his Thor production. He's actually making some Liberators as well. This time, I do think that the Mutalisks will be out in time to hopefully deal with the Liberators, so they don't, you know, get a little bit out of control as they did in the previous game in Everdream.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was the big weakness for Piglet that game.
Oh god, the Marines are coming into play.
He's had the time to get to critical mass. The Marines move in, the Marines move away. Okay. Man with gun.
Yeah,
off duty.
Yeah, and we do see that Pig has successfully transitioned from a failed 3 racks, proxy 3 racks. He has managed to establish himself on 3 bases. You know, he has a decent army defensively, like all these tanks, Thors. Again, it's going to be quite difficult to break into this. And Oreo, this game, what's he going for? Like going for a macro hatch, still staying on this Ling Bane and Muta, actually working on the melee upgrades as well.
Yeah, so we're not going to be seeing any Roach Ravager come up anytime soon, which is a little perplexing to me, Light. I normally think of Roach Ravager as the anti-mech composition.
It can be. You can make Ling Bane like Muta work, but it's difficult. It's definitely difficult to make work. Again, we'll see what Oreo is going to be able to get done here with this army. Like trying to push into all these tanks, the Thors as well. It's, you know, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but we'll see.
It's just very difficult.
Yeah, I mean, we could be in a situation where Oreo, maybe he just wants to defend again, just focus on his defense and wait for his opponent to push out, and it looks like Piglet might be going for that.
Kind of, yeah. Not going to be pressing the advantage, though. Okay, now he's starting to posture around, move up a little bit quick.
Oh.
And his Baneling's not quite getting the connections that they want.
I mean,
Did all of them detonate?
Yeah, he clears out the majority of the Hellions, which means no more Hellbats as well. That would have been more tanky to deal with. Who tried to go for a Baneling run by, but nice pull away. Piglet on top of his SCV defense. And yeah, with this army, I will say that Oreo, he can contain his opponent to 3 bases. It'll be a lot harder to take a 4th.
Yeah, it definitely would be. But a Terran player on 3 bases, I still feel like that's going to be quite a lot of potential out. Especially looking at the current army count. If Piglet can just continue to produce, in fact, he's almost maxed out, both of the players are. But Piglet has a much higher army count.
Yeah, again, a part of me feels like, I don't know if this is the best army composition to deal with what Pig has. I feel like Oreo, he may have, I don't know, like, maybe he didn't really know what he was up against, and now he's trying to engage the army now.
And they all fall right in the middle of the concave. Couple of Banelings trying to pop out, but not quite yet. And yeah, this looks rough.
Yeah, like how do you push into this? Like the Mutalists aren't going to do anything. Like again, Oreo, he's relying on his ground army, but the Lings are still in production.
That they are, and already almost half the army supply. A couple of Banelings may help, but considering that they're up against really highly armored units like this, I doubt it.
Yeah.
Not even the splash damage can save them.
All the Mutalists went down. Now it's just Ling Bane for Oreo. We'll see what he can get done. Decent Baneling connections, but...
GG. Piglet now on match point.
Yeah, GG, and Piglet off of a failed proxy 3-Rex takes the game. And again, to me, it kind of felt, I don't know, maybe it feels like Oreo, he's not too confident with like mech, like Zerg versus mech. Like maybe he's having issues trying to figure out what the ideal composition he should be going for. Again, Demi pointing out as well, like Piglet, he has this strange style, like this mass Thor style. Like we don't see Azure and Ranamuk do this. Like they have their own different ways of playing, so this is kind of like something new that Oreo is trying to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll see if Oreo can adapt to mid-series. Again, like Oreo, he's down 2-1, but again, he has a little bit more experience now. With
and if this, you can go into the... No, wait, this is the lower bracket.
This is the lower bracket, yes.
Listen. And I gotta be honest with you, Light, I already forgot what the next map was gonna be. Death Aura, I think?
Yes, Death Aura.
There we go, Death Aura, the Order of Death.
Alright, yep, and they are going to be making the lobby, and we will see if Oreo can bring it back here, or if Notorious Pig is going to qualify for ANZ champs.
Is it going to be another Terran player or another Zerg player? Because funnily enough, ANZ champs is kind of balanced in terms of races.
Yeah, like in a lot of ways, not just like races, but like a nice diversity of like country representation. You know, it's really cool to see.
Yeah. And then of course you'll have the main event, which, funnily enough, has that perfect balance. 1 Protoss, 1 Zerg, 1 Terran. Alright, we are going into what could potentially be the final.
Oreo, please.
Lamau.
We are just remaking the lobby as we are making sure that we have game hearts for this final best of. All right, here we go.
Yeah, the final best of 5, which could potentially be our final map depending on how this game plays out. Now, Def Aura, it's a little mix. You know, certain compositions for Terran does better favored against Zerg. Certain compositions Zerg favored against Terran.
Yeah, definitely.
Are we gonna see mech again?
Either mech or another proxy. We'll see.
Let's see. Let's find out. And here we are. I'm just looking at chat. We've gone on long enough that the Europeans are starting to wake up.
Oh my god, we've been here before. Kuro went to bed at the start of the stream. Is she gonna wake up when it's still going? Oh god.
Let's find out. We're in the spawning in on Def Aura, the aura of death. We are gonna be spotting in the top left-hand corner map, spotting all the way the top left-hand corner map. We have the blue Zerg player coming down all the way from the land of Brisbane.
There you go.
Representing Downfall Gaming. He is looking to put the hurt on his opponents, make him go, uh-oh. It's Oreo.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Death Aura LE, we have the Australian Terran player. He is Pig's brother. He is representing Legacy Esports, Notorious Pig.
I just remembered I was going to do the Ryan intro just in case this is the last match.
It's been so long.
Real quick, we can knock it out right on the parking like a match of cricket we can. We have it here in the top left-hand corner map. He is going to be sporting all the way in the top left-hand corner map. Why did I do this when I ran out of water? The blue Zerg player coming down from Brisbane. Heck yeah! Go!
Broncos.
Brisbane mascot.
Broncos.
Broncos. Brisbane Broncos. We have Oreo, old mate Lachlan. And coming down in the right-hand corner of the map, sporting all the way to the right-hand corner of the map of the Def Aura. He is coming down from Sydney. Heck yeah! All the way from the New South Wales sort of area. Go! What does Sydney have?
The Swans? Question mark.
Go Swansea! We have old mate Noah himself, Notorious P.I.G.
Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What a... Oh my god. And here we go. 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes into the game. We're done with our intros. And yeah, so far, nothing too crazy has really transpired. We have Pig Jr. once again going for the 1-1-1 opening. We shall see if he opts to go for, you know, a Viking first, or maybe some Banshees. I imagine a Viking because this is a kind of interesting position where you can't really throw down an add-on.
Yeah, I'm thinking, well, I feel like he's gonna get the Viking to be safe so far in this in this stage of game.
Yep, and then he will go for the switch. We'll see if Oreo's scouting is on point. He does have an Overlord here in position. And yeah, we'll see what he's able to do with this. Oh yeah, just going straight for it. Here we go. Banshees?
There we go, Banshees. Yeah, Cloak coming out. It's a fake Cloak. He's gonna throw down a fusion core. No, probably not at this stage of the game.
So yeah, he is going for...
It was gonna be a fusion core. It was gonna be producing by now. Or on its way by now.
He's going for his trademark Banshee, and again, like, I'm looking at Oreo right now, like, how's he going to differ his play? Again, like, the game that he won, he was incredibly greedy on Eternal Empire, and it worked out really well for him. Oh my god, losing Queen to the Hellions, Jesus. And see that every day.
No, you don't. Especially when it's only two Hellions out like that. I don't even bother fighting queens unless I have 6 of them.
Yeah,
Tokens.
really nicely done there by Pig Jr. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. I mean, we do have a lair on the way so far. No bathing nest, no Evo chambers, nothing along the sort. So I'm curious to see if Oreo he's gonna go for Spire again. It looks like it. He's taking his gases.
Yeah, 4 gases on the way, and that's usually a tell. Meanwhile, Oreo did get a nice scout off here in the main base. Does know that cloak is on the way. Does know that banshees are coming at him, so immediately throws down them spores.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes for Oreo, because again, he's going for like as early a Spire as you can get, really, other than going like just straight up 2-base Spire. And yeah, like the Mutalisks, they could come out in time before the Thors. Here we go, double armory on the way. I imagine immediately Thors are going to be in production.
That's just for Hellbats, right? That's just for Hellbats.
Oh yeah, it's just for Hellbats. You know,
right?
One just in case the other gets sniped. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's gonna be mech again, and as Nux has been giving us some insider info earlier. Yeah, I guess Piglet just really does not like playing bio in TVC.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there are players who are just really confident with a certain style of play, and this is the one for Pig Jr. And yeah, I'm curious to see when the Thors are going to be popping out. He's going for it again. He's going to go for a Thor drop. He's getting the reactor on the starport. So that's why I'm a little bit concerned about this fast Muta play, because what if like the Mutalisks they pop out across the map and the Thors they're just waiting, you know, like.
Ah, that is a good point. But imagine this, like, picture this. When Oreo skips to Muta phase, he's gonna throw down an infestation pit real soon. He's gonna go straight into Brute Lords.
You know what? That could happen. It's not though.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's imagine if it did happen, hypothetically.
If it did happen, maybe. I mean, I don't think it would work at all. I think it'd just die horribly. But you know what? We haven't seen it being done before. And yeah, the first Thor is already halfway done. The Mutalisks, they will be popping out. They will be moving out across the map, I imagine. And to be fair, we were talking about how clunky and how slow Thors are, how awkward they can be to maneuver. So potentially damage can be done with these Mutalisks. But oh my god, they're already defensive Widow Mines. There's missile turrets as well. Piglet, he's ready. Yeah,
I think Piglet, he's sussed out how Oreo wants to play this. He already knows, and he's already prepared for it. He is just, what is a blind counter that isn't blind? Like a prediction counter, like a a knowledge counter. Jesus, and just like that, oh my god, how many Mutalisks went down? 3 Mutalisks get taken out, yeah, by the Widow Mines, and yeah, like Oreo's opener is just completely, I don't want to say shut down. Yeah, I was gonna point out that the Rich Vespine bases are starting to be taken, but oh god, it's just against these Banshees. Muta's in position, but the Overseer is not. Oh my god, now the Thors! The Thor's here, and honestly, I don't think Piglet really needs to juggle too much. It's a alright magic box, all things considered. Alright, now with the ground up here, Piglet's gonna have to back away, but now he has confirmation. That is where Oreo wants to expand. That is where he's gonna send out his offenses. Yeah, definitely. Like that will be the focus of Piglet's aggression. If he even plays aggressively, like again, he could just turtle up. We could just, see another split map scenario. But here we go. The Thors, they're picked up. They're going to be moving out across the map. And again, so Oreo, like his initial Mutalist didn't really get to do much, but he's droned up quite well. He's teching up. I believe no, he does not have an infestation pit quite yet. So he's just again sticking with this Ling Hydra style. Sorry, Ling Muta style. So exposed. Yeah, no baitings yet, so this is almost the reverse Mio, would you say? Yeah, this is not quite Hydraling. Yeah. It's arguably better than Hydraling, but also arguably worse. Because of the Thor. It serves a different niche. It fulfills a different niche. Definitely, and here we go. No more workers on the way for Oreo. He has 79, basically 80 workers, and that is it. He has stopped. He's going for this Ling Bane Mutalist push right here, right now. Yeah, just gonna be trying to secure his oh no, he forgot it! He only just started, he realized once he morphed in the Baileys, he forgot Bailing speed! He got the infestation pit before getting link speed. Exactly! That is so rough, especially when you're playing Mutiling Bane against Mech. This is already Mutiling Bane. You kind of have to execute it almost perfectly to get its effectiveness. But now that he's behind on his upgrades, this is absolutely massive. Already one of the fronts that Oreo decided to attack into already wiped out.
Yeah, again, 100% he had just forgotten the bailing speed, and because of that, now this big push that he was working towards, he just can't do it. You can't do it. Like, you get kited, like the tank shots get so much like effectiveness out of their shots to the slow banes. Like Oreo, he was completely pushed away, and yeah, he's forced to double expand. He's working on Hive. Like, his initial idea was completely shut down.
That it completely has, but we have starting to hit, maybe not quite that critical mass of Mutalisks, but yeah, they are starting to pump in and really punish Piglet, but not if the Thors have anything to say about that.
Yeah, really nicely done there, able to, you know, maneuver around the Thors, get some SV damage, get out without losing too many Mutalisks, so really nicely done. But again, like Oreo, he needs to do this, like he needs to buy time, he needs to get situated nicely so that he can transition into that later tech that he ideally wants to get to. What that is, I'm not too sure.
Probably something bio-related.
Yeah, like Oreo, I don't know if
it's like true because solid recircuiting is biological.
This is accurate, and there we go. I was about to say Ultras because he's been working on his melee upgrades, and Ultraless will be his tech of choice mixed with Fungal, and this could work.
Yeah, it worked out pretty well for him in game number 1, and it's probably going to work out for him a lot better this time. He's getting one of the Rich Vespine bases. He could get the other one, and honestly, he's been on about 80-ish, 70 to 80 workers for quite some time. If he can just hold this and continue to bank up, we will go back into a situation where Oreo can just flexi-tech.
Yeah. We'll see, and ooh, nice scan there. Piglet, he does spot the Ultraless Cavern, but now I feel like we've gone into a situation where Piglet, he has to get rid of some supply. He has a lot of Hellions here, maybe too much, so this is kind of ideal for Oreo.
It's too much for now, because if you'll notice, Oreo is also maxed out right now. He's trying to get rid of his Mutas, trying to get rid of his Lings, which unfortunately the Hellions aren't quite in position here to clear them out.
Oh god, that's a lot of Banelings.
That's a lot of Banelings. But honestly, if Oreo can micro this pretty well, decent split towards the end on the Hellions. Yeah, that's not a lot of I would say not enough Banelings that Piglet really has to worry about. You know, he still has to respect that. He still has to respect that count.
He's bought enough time. The Ultralists, they're going to be popping out. So Ultralists with the ground army maybe will be enough to break this position.
But Ultralisks with the ground army.
Yeah, and the kindness plating isn't done quite yet. We do see it's like 3/4 of the way done. So Oreo, he just needs more time, and I don't know if Pig is giving it to him.
Well, we shall see. The main problem for Oreo right now is that Piglet is right up in his face. If Oreo can just group up his army, if he can just have a quick second to breathe and get those Zerglings and Ultralists into position and then push into straight into Piglet, he should be fine. But again, Piglet just not giving that opportunity. Broodlord's actually helping out a lot against these stores.
Yeah, the Broodlings did help out quite a bit. All the tanks went down, and it looks like there may be enough here for Oreo to hold. But like, we need to like take a step back at how much damage on both sides. Like Oreo, he's still at 60 workers. Piglet down to 50, and it looks like everything should be cleaned up here across the map.
Yeah, just about. Let's take a quick little peek into our units lost tab. And okay, that's not even close. Oreo has lost way more.
Yeah.
And now he's continuing to lose the drones.
Yeah, the problem is that because he lost all the Mutalisks, like this Thor is just being so annoying right now. Like it's so difficult for the Ultralists and the Lings to keep up with. Corruptors are on the way now, but yeah, again. So actually more workers going down. Oh my god, the Hellions!
The Hellions, man.
No.
Blue Flame, that is how you equalize, or that is how you force your Zerg opponent into you when you play mech.
Exactly, 47 drones just went down to the Hellions. Like, this is exactly what Pig needed to do. This is exactly what Oreo had to stop from happening. And now, because of this, I was about to say that Oreo was in a really good economic position with his bases, with his drone count, but after this run by, oh my god.
And it's could potentially just continue to snowball from here because Oreo, his bases, yeah, he's got a lot of them, but they are very spread out. He cannot defend, get into position quick enough, and now just looking at that army supply, Piglet, he is looking to end this. He does not want a repeat of game number 1.
Exactly. Like, Oreo does not have the economy. He doesn't have the economy to make an army. Like, he has a couple of ultras, you know, remaxing with Ling and a Soul Corruptor. It's not going to be enough here. He evacuates. He's giving up the hatchery. I like this call. That's if Piglet even goes for the hatchery.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Piglet, he has the options right now. He is nowhere near as all in as Oreo would have to be. And pick up the hatchery, back away, you know, come back in about 20 minutes. Or, as he's doing right now, he's looking to end this. He knows he can win.
He does, and Oreo knows that he can't fight the army. That's why he's continuing to evacuate these fringe bases. Oh my god, the Thor drop is here, and the hatchery is so low as well. He could actually snipe it.
He could actually snipe it, but not if that Corruptor has anything to say about that. Oh, look at that, though. Switching into high impact payload, and yeah, I don't think this hatchery is gonna live. I do not think this hatchery is gonna live.
He could focus down the hatchery, but right now he's focusing on the drones and the overlords instead.
I don't think he's even focusing on the Thor. I think he's just letting it do its own thing while he focuses on the main army.
Yeah. Oh my god, Thor's...
And this is actually, honestly, a beautiful showing by Pig Jr., by Notorious PIG. You know, a little rough, in fact, very rough for Oreo. And GG is called. Come on, phone, why don't you recognize my fingertips? And just like that, 5 players were in the lower bracket, at least when we started covering the lower bracket, came in, and only one took that final qualifying spot. It is gonna be your mate from Sydney, old mate Noah, the notorious youngster PIG.
PIG himself. He has done it. He has qualified for ANZ champs over Oreo. He has joined the other players, was the final one, and yeah, it's been a long day of StarCraft. Shout out to the players as well. They've been here for for sticking it out for, I'm just gonna quickly check, 7 hours. 7 hours and 10 minutes.
We did just pass that 7-hour mark.
We did. They've been here playing all day today throughout this entire qualifier, and they've done it. They've made it to the end. Pig has done it. He has qualified.
Yeah. And with that, I don't believe they've seeded the ANZ groups yet, have they?
I don't believe so. That will be done over the course of the next couple of days.
That it will. And so your 12 players making it to ANZ champs next week. It is going to be your invitees: Bwisk, Miomika, Azure. I may have forgotten the other 2 invites.
Blisk, Miomika, Azure, NXZ. Did you mention that?
NXZ.
And Ender.
How can I forget Ender? And Ender going on along with the 7 qualified players. That will be Demi, Pez, Quantel, surprisingly. Here we see Piglet, Razorblader, T-Bull, and Psycho. Psycho.
Yeah.
Who, as an update, did play his single match and did take it for Singapore.
Nice. Finishing up just in time. I mean, Psycho, he was lucky enough to be the first player to qualify, so yeah, he was able to make it in time for his Southeast Asia League match. Well done there, Psycho. Congratulations to all the players who have qualified. Again, I'm really excited for some of these who are making like the deepest runs they've ever done in their careers, namely Quantel and Psycho, the Southeast Asian Protoss players. I'm really excited to see them do well. And yeah, we have a couple of newcomers as well, T-Bull and Razorblader, and of course Pig Jr. Really exciting. Like, he hasn't competed at all this year except for GPO and Ozcraft at the start of the year, so it's cool to see him back. He's looking quite strong, and hopefully, you know, he's got a week to prepare. Maybe we'll see some Bio versus Zerg.
You might be asking a little too much from him.
I think I am.
And there we have it. Again, stay tuned next week, not on this channel, but over on ESLB, one of the ESL channels. It is going to be the main ANZ Champs event. Wait, let me just remember how many make it out of the group stage. I believe it's going to be five players make it out, and it'll be a round of 8. I'm not too sure on that one.
Yeah. So the groups are round robin, but again, depending on the placement, then they have like a match afterwards. And it does seem like, yes, the top 5 will advance on to face the 3 already seeded players. So for a top 8 for the main event.
There we go. 12 men enter, only 5 may leave.
Yeah. And again, like it's not like Oreo walks away with nothing. All of the top placing players in this final qualifier, they do walk away with some prize money, so it wasn't like this was all for nothing. And honestly, like Oreo, he played this out really well. I will say that maybe like he's not accustomed to this play style of Piglet, and it's something that he has to work on. Regardless though, like really well played. I'm sure that he and many of the others, like, I hope they're not too disheartened. Like Justice Simon as well, he was so close. Ranger was so close. Upley, Mighty Kiwi, Chase, Peppy, like I hope everyone continues to practice and improve, and we will see you for DreamHack Winter.
I always said summer because it's down in the southern hemisphere.
yeah, it's it's a little bit different here down under. I think the most important part though is that I'll remind everyone that we have the final ESL Open Cup fueled by Dare this Tuesday. It is number 20, as number 20 will be the final one. It's an ESL Open Cup, except it is restricted. It is limited to players from Southeast Asia and Oceania. So if you're a fan of these players, then do tune in then. I'm not too sure how the signups are going to be, because I imagine a lot of the players are going to want to be practicing and getting ready for ANZ Champs. But
Probably,
but because it is the final one, I do hope we get a nice turnout.
I'm hoping at least Hut shows signs up.
That's it. We need Hut to show up. No. We need Crimson to show up. We need Crimson to show up.
Can we just have the entire ESL Dare Cup? Can it just be a best of 69 show match between Crimson and Hut? Let's go.
Let's go. Let's make it happen.
I mean, most of the players, as you said, they're probably going to be practicing hiding their builds for ANZ Champs.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And obviously it does mean that the ESL Dare Cup, it is still an opportunity for the players who didn't qualify. It is giving them something to compete for, to fight for. So there is that to consider as well. And oh boy, yeah, just GG, well played. Like
GG, well played. I think we have just broken the light Zaku record of 7 hours. I've not breaking the Steel Zaku record of 9 hours, nor the light.
Yeah, and honestly, this hasn't been too bad. I think the worst thing about the 8 hour cast that I had with Yoda Slim is that in that 2v2 tournament, there was a lot of downtime. Like when you have a lot of downtime, it's difficult to keep the momentum.
You run out of things to say.
Yeah.
You start to go into the back of your mind and say, "Look, brain, we need some words," and the brain says, "And what words do you want?" And you just, "Any words. I just need any words that can come out. Just let me say them." And the brain says, "If you say so."
Yeah, for us, it wasn't an issue of running out of things to say. We just had things to say that were just completely irrelevant, and we just spiraled into darkness.
Yeah, who did decide to raid us? We were adamant. We're not gonna spiral. We're not gonna fall into darkness. Darkness came. Darkness jumped in and said, "Hey, I heard you guys are doing a long cast."
Yeah, thank you so much to the raids that we got today. Not just Darkness, but Dax as well. Shout out to Dax, the Filipino caster. He also joined us only for about half of the broadcast though. He didn't stick it out for the full 7 hours. Shout out to Darking in the chat, the godfather of the Latin American scene. As I will just say, we will have another cast in how many hours? Hold on. Let me change the scene. I have it available here. Here we go. In 11 hours, just under 12 hours, it will be Torneo El Prisma number 1. It is a tournament hosted by Darkness and Dastan, the 2 Chilean players who were in the chat earlier. players. They will be casting that event, they'll be running it, and here on the CranKy Ducklings, we will have the English stream. I will be casting alongside Milk and Cookies.
There you go. Following that, of course, we will be having ESL Open Cup Asia Edition in the evening. So, yeah, it's been a pretty long weekend, Light.
Yeah, you can see here on the schedule, ESL Open Cup Asia, that will be casted by me and Yaku. And of course, on Tuesday at 6 p.m. KST is the final Dare Cup, where I will be casting with a special guest who is currently unannounced. Wait, should I announce it?
NDA. I have no idea. I have no idea.
You know what? Let's do it.
Why not? Let's do it.
I will be casting that with none other than Zeph herself. Zeph, of course, part of the Archon duo with Maynard. Zeph has been the caster for many, many years here in the region. She will be making her debut here on the CranKy Ducklings. Oh boy.
There we go. It's really been a long time coming. And honestly, if I was to retire from, that ESL Dare Cup, I'm glad I could pass it on to someone like Zeph.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm a little bit nervous. It's my first time casting with Zeph, so we'll see how things go. But for the most part, I feel like she's got plenty of experience. We'll be fine. And yeah, it's gonna be a nice send off for ESL Open Cup fueled by Dare.
Get your coffees while you still can.
Get your coffees while you still can. Again, hopefully, like Dare, they aren't like leaving StarCraft. That's the end of the run for those weekly tournaments. They are still sponsoring and supporting ANZ champs as well as ESL DreamHack. So yeah, they are still a part of that. We'll just see if I would love to see like a second run, like a second season of ESL fueled by Dare. Like they've been great. They've been great to cast and cover.
That they have. With that, I think that just about's gonna wrap us up here.
Yeah, that is gonna wrap us up. Yakuzaku, my lovely co-caster here. Where can people find? Who are you? I'll let the people know.
Who am I?
Yeah.
Who am I? What's my passport? They said that I had to. They said that if I ever got asked a question, I could just read off the passport.
God damn it.
Oh no, I had to keep the passport with me to verify it. Twitch.tv/Yakuzaku1, Twitter.com @Empora Yakuzaku. ! Discord brings you to the CranKy Ducklings Discord server where you can find myself and all of the other Ducklings. Other than that, buy my shirts. Where can we find you, Light?
Yeah, of course, just to add on to that, Yakuzaku, he is, of course, our CranKy Duckling from Singapore. He is from the region. Yeah, so yeah, give him some love. Follow him on social media. God damn it. You can find more of me, Lights_VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I do stream throughout the week. My stream typically ladder sessions or some behind the scenes streams. I'm typically working on editing VODs or making thumbnails or scheduling posts as well on social media for the CranKy Ducklings. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, in like the behind the scenes of like our channel, then you can follow me there. Otherwise, yeah, just follow me on social media. I'm usually tweeting whenever we go live here on the CranKy Ducklings. We are live throughout the week, 5 days a week, sometimes 6. We have so much StarCraft, especially this month. We have all of the DreamHack qualifiers that we're going to be covering. We have all of our regular weeklies and a bunch of Latin American tournaments as well, just like El Torneo de Prisma tomorrow. So yeah, if you're a fan of StarCraft, follow the channel.
It's a good time to be a fan.
yeah, and of course, if some of these tournaments are not in the best time zone for you and you want to tune into the VODs, check out our YouTube channel. We have all of our VODs there available on YouTube. So if you're a fan of Southeast Asian StarCraft or Oceanic StarCraft, we have so many VODs there available of all of these players. And yeah, so give us some love if you're willing. But yeah, with that, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Stay tuned as we will be rating another StarCraft 2 streamer.
Yeah. No spoilers as to who it is yet, though.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Vivid is streaming. Otherwise, it would have been Vivid. But there's quite a few. There's quite a number. I know.
Zach streaming?
I know Nameless is streaming. Bude is streaming as well for the Southeast Asia League. I know Flamey Blade is streaming as well. So we will pick and choose. And yeah, do stick around to support the scene.
I'm nodding my head. We'll see you guys in the next one.
See you tomorrow. Ciao.
Bella.